What's up, guys? It's Lord Both here with another video, and Sonic the Hedgehog is absolutely dominating box offices while Mufasa heads for the garbage bin. As you can see here from the box office mojo numbers, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has done 62 million domestically and 1.3 million from the international box offices it's opened at, which pretty much all comes from New Zealand. So over $63 million in opening, and it hasn't even had an international release yet, really. And as you know, Sonic is a Nintendo franchise, very, very big in Japan. The past two films have done really well in the international box office, and this looks to do better than even them. All of this makes the IGN review for this movie even more crazy, because they state better jokes, better imagery, and two inspired comic performances by Jim Carrey give the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 an edge on its predecessors. And they gave it a 6 out of 10. Why does this not make sense? Because they gave the last two films 7 out of 10. So how is the movie better than its predecessors, but also rated less than its predecessors? Probably has something to do with the fact that IGN uses different people to review these films every single time. So you're never getting an actual steady view of a franchise. And while Sonic the Hedgehog, if it does $500 million, $600 million even, will be an astronomical win for Paramount, those numbers would be an astronomical failure for Disney's Mufasa the Lion King, which looks to be doing even worse than that case scenario. They did $35 million at the domestic box office. Sonic 3 did almost double it. Keep in mind, the original live-action Lion King, I say live action in quotes, because it wasn't actually live action, it's CGI photorealistic animals. That movie did $192 million domestically on its opening. So this film did roughly 1/6 the amount of money in its opening as its predecessor. And yes, it did $87 million internationally, bringing its worldwide total to $122 million. But remember, the film studios take a far less percentage of that international box office, and it doesn't do anything to strike that ill-timed fate that we can see from the domestic numbers. Because the drop-off for this thing, I'm predicting, is going to be pretty strong as well. That worldwide number, though, has led Disney to make some pretty questionable decisions, at least on their social media. They're playing the semantics game by saying that the #1 movie in the world is hilarious and will take you on an epic adventure. Get tickets for Mufasa, the Lion King, now playing only in theaters. They're trying to say that Mufasa is the #1 movie in the world. And technically, yeah, they're right on semantics. But also, Sonic hasn't had an international opening yet. And when it opens in places like, I don't know, Japan, where Nintendo is based, or the rest of Asia, which are pretty big Nintendo fans themselves, or even in Europe, where Nintendo has a pretty strong following as well, my guess is this thing's going to blow Mufasa out of the water. They've even been community noted about this fact on X. And you can see the response here. Valiant Renegade saying because Sonic 3 did not open globally yet. Yellow Flash with the So You've Been Ratioed. Everybody is going in on these guys. Sonic, put your ass in a mousetrap. The #1 movie is Sonic, you losers. Everyone knows they're trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. But no matter how they try to word it, the truth is ever clear. Sonic is beating Mufasa at the box office. It just is. And they shouldn't even be worried about that right now at Disney. They should honestly just be worried about the baseline numbers and the fact that their movie is going to do absolutely terrible. They shouldn't be worried about who's beating who versus them and Sonic. They should be worried about trying to make any kind of money on this film, which they're not. Again, 1/6 of the amount of money from the original live-action Lion King for yet another astronomical CGI-based budget. There's no way this film is actually going to be profitable. Sonic's going to dominate the box office, and they already got a 4th movie in the works. And good on them over there at Paramount making this film and this franchise and honoring fan criticism that they got in the first film. And now they have an over $1 billion franchise with these films, which we all know Paramount is desperate to have. Maybe it's just because Mufasa was already far enough along down the pipeline that was just going to be made regardless. But I really think the guys over at Disney really need to go back to the drawing board on all their projects. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.